What are we doing today, guys? Well, you can see there in front of you, I have picked out 5 knives that are a lot of fun that you may have missed for today's 5 fasts. We're gonna do 5 knives real fast. Let's turn it around and take a look at it from above. Well, guys, like I said in the intro, we're going to look at 5 knives that you may have missed that I think are really, really good knives. So we're going to start this off right in the middle with this PMP Big Boy. Guys, this is that PMP Big Boy, and this was a gift from Winston Cabretti, one of the paying members. This knife really impressed me, and in my opinion, this is a company that really has not gotten as much attention as it should. This thing is a great, great knife. Super well made, titanium and 14C28N. So you've got high-end materials and a solid steel. A lot of people are 14C is just a garbage budget steel. I got news for you. This steel's been around for a long time and it still holds up. You're looking at a very serviceable steel. It takes an insane edge. It's just so good. Comfort on this is one of the most comfortable knives in my collection. It has just the right feel in hand. It fills your hand just enough that you've got a really good grip on it. It's nice and comfortable. Action on it is super smooth. As far as like edge geometry and things like that, this has it in spades. You got a nice broad blade that comes down to a decent behind the edge thickness. It's not super thin, but it's also slicey enough to get the things done you want, but thick enough to be robust. It kind of bridges that gap. Titanium on this has been lightened. This is an easy pocket carry for a very large knife. The pocket clip on it, while I typically don't like, you can see that moves a lot. I typically don't like these type of pocket clips, but the fact is super comfortable, easy to carry in and out of pocket. It is great in so many ways. Jimping on it is just about perfect, and you have a really good look on a knife that, I mean, it looks like a fat Shirogorov. This thing looks as good as it feels, and you're getting it at a price that is pretty affordable. I'll try to put prices up for these and links to as many of these as I can. If you're a lanyard guy, you've got a lanyard hole in the backspacer, which doesn't bother me as much as a hole through the knife. I wish that they had done like a post or something like that, but great knife. And for as large as it is, surprisingly light, great action. One of the best cutters I have. This still gets, even though that this is not something that I carry for review purposes all the time, it still spends a lot of time in pocket. So there's your first one, the PMP Big Boy. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And it's the Kaiser Mini Roach. This is a knife that almost made my top knives of the year. It only got beat out just because it had some little minor issues with it. This is the Kaiser Mini Roach. These things are great. 154 cm. Hollow ground blade that comes down super thin and slicey. Great looking knife. The fact is it has a removable flipper tab, which makes it a lot cooler because that gives you, oh man, the action on that. It gives you some variety in this. Reverse honeycomb scales, which are great. This is one of the things I love about it because if you guys know, my Norseman is also in reverse honeycomb. It's one of my favorite patterns on a knife. You have this monochrome black and gray to it that is just really cool. Really nice touch with some pivot collars that just they accent everything. This thing cuts incredible. It's perfect in hand almost. Pocket clip, even though it's not one of my favorite pocket clips, is comfortable on this knife. You got multiple grips, and without the flipper tab, it is way more comfortable up on it. If you do like the flipper tab, you just simply unscrew it or screw it back in and put it on. Liners on it are in a perfect place to be accessed. You don't have a huge big dip here, but they've given you plenty of access to that. And like I said, this thing just is a cutting machine. It just screams through material with that very thin behind the edge on that hollow. Sharpens up nice and clean. Pocket clip is just really good in and out of pocket. The only thing I can really say I don't like about it, and I'm going to address, is where the pocket clip sits underneath it. These are a little sharp and they drag in and out of pocket. I'm simply going to take a Dremel or something and smooth out that little area under the pocket clip area right there, or maybe fill it with epoxy and sand it flat so it just slides in so that there's no drag. But other than that, this knife has got everything you would want, and it's attractive. And like I said, the modularity of that gives you some options. One of the best knives that Kaiser has done. The only reason it didn't make it was because it was in running third place with the Kaiser Big Letter XL that actually made it on the list of the top 3. So you can see I carry it a lot and I use it a lot because I've worn the finish off of the G10 where I hold it and I cut with it. A lot of cutting, a lot of grip. This is a great, great knife. So there you go, the Kaiser Mini Roach. Guys, this is one of the most fun knives that has come in a very long time. This is the Samson folding dagger by Adamante. This is a fun, fun knife. This is a, what is it? A Brutalica design made by Grazioso. Jared sent me this, and I was on the fence of how much I was going to like it until I started messing with it, and I realized this thing is incredibly well done. Not only is it a lot of fun, it is well made. I am very impressed with how, you know, the fit and finish on this very cheap knife. Like I said, I'm going to put prices and links to, I'm going to put prices and names and stuff in the post, but I definitely will try to put links onto it. This is a liner lock, basically folding dagger. But it is beautiful with these bolsters and basically a heel cap that's done in, and it's all milled in, so that these aren't separate pieces. This is just milled in, and this is an inlay. The blade on it is done really well for a budget knife. The grind on it is really good, and this thing for a dagger is insanely sharp and thin behind the edge. You have 2 quillions on it for handguards. It just looks like a dagger. It's very aggressive. It looks militaristic. You've got a very cool pocket clip on this. It's not as good in pocket as I wish it could be, but it's not horrible. And the coating that they've used on this steel gives it a very good look. And like I said, the blade itself is done really, really well. It is in D2 steel, and just the aesthetics of it are great. Action on this thing for a cheaper knife is really, really good. I'm so impressed with some of the Grazioso knives. Their Adamante series in specific is great. The liner access to the lock is great. Just the action on it is superb. For I think these are $50. They made somewhere between 50 or 80. Like I said, I'll put the price down at the beginning. But yeah, it's done really, really well. And I think this is about, of the knives on this list, I think this is my favorite just for the fun and aesthetics of it. It is just really a cool knife. And it looks aggressive, and it looks amazingly cool. So there you go. Another one you may have missed, the Adamante Samson folding dagger. How could I do a knives you may have missed video without at least putting the Grazioso by Kaiser on this list? This thing is so much fun. It is aesthetic. It is beautiful. But when it comes down to it, this thing is a workhorse cutter. You've got a nicely thin behind the edge ground blade on this with recurve. It's done in is it S35VN? No, N690, sorry. It comes down really nice and thin behind the edge, easy to touch up. I have not really had to take the factory edge off this. All I've had to do was use a ceramic rod and hone it up. N690 does really well at that. This thing is great in hand, super comfortable. When this came in, I was really pleased with it because I said it, like, it gives you that EDC option. It's not doing anything over the top, and it's still a super functional day-to-day cutter, but it has all these bells and whistles in the aesthetics department. You have got the copper backspacer and bolsters on this that are patina. They'll patina up, and then I'll carry this knife for a while and I'll wear the patina off, but you can see gorgeous knife. This thing slides into a pocket in the forward part of the pocket up near the zipper as opposed to the inseam. So much better than a lot of other knives because the pocket clip on it is a fairly deep carry pocket clip, but it's really comfortable. It's a nice slender package. The G10 on this was done really well. The marriage points on this are great. I have had this completely apart. It comes apart, goes back together really easily for maintenance and things like that. And just that all black look on those liners with just copper and black. You can't go wrong with that. Action on it is great. It is like I said, a nice slender package, but with that recurve and the way they ground that, this thing has some serious cutting horsepower. You've got that nice thumb ramp there with some jimping that you can get up on, and it just gives it a really unique look. Sharif Manganis, who designed this knife, used to design vehicles, used to design cars, so you can kind of see that. This thing looks like a race car. And it's like that fusion of aesthetics and function that really make this knife great. So there is your fourth one, the Kaiser Grazioso. So let's bring up the last knife. The Artisan Andromeda design by Ray Laconico. I did a video about this being the Laconico design that got overlooked. And it still holds true, and that's why I thought I would throw it in this one. This is a great, great knife with a unique and interesting look. It's got a great feel in hand. Superb blade on this. This is done in ARRPM 9, and it is ground really, really well. It's got an aggressive look to it and an aggressive tip, but this thing for a day-to-day cutter works really, really well. As I've said before, I am a fan of the ARRPM 9. I think it performs a lot better than people give it credit. It's a very, very good budget option, and they're starting to sell it to other companies to use. Artisan is, and I think it's going to make a big splash. Really deep carry pocket clip on this, so you can slide it all the way in, and it is reversible. The nice thing about a button lock is it really is an ambidextrous lock. You can definitely do it both hands. As a matter of fact, I wish that the right-handed version had the button there. You know what I'm saying? I wish they had left-handed button locks. I absolutely buy it as long as I could flip the pocket clip like you can on this. Thumb stud opener only, but the action on it is great. This is a prototype, so I haven't gotten to see one of the newer ones, but the button lock on it is great. There is a little bit of stick on this one, but that's because it's a handmade prototype. Nice and slender profile on this, and like I said, this thing cuts really well. You got a good thumb ramp up here on it. I wish the jimping was a little bit sharper, but you've got a really good thumb ramp up here on it, and this handle, as it comes down and thins down and then sweeps back up, it doesn't feel at all like I said, unstable. You definitely feel like it feels nice and thin in your hand, but then you have this area here, so it doesn't feel like it's going to come out of your hand. So you feel kind of cradled in those handles. Sorry, guys, I keep hitting the tripod. It's tight quarters in here. And like I said, you got a nice deep carry pocket clip that is another one where you can carry this forward in the pocket close to the zipper as opposed to on the back side, so that you can actually carry two knives. And we all know 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So there you go, guys. There was your 5 knives that you may have missed. I'm revisiting some of these. So let's go ahead. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and then send you home. Guys, that's it on this one. There was 5 knives fast that I thought you guys may have missed that are a lot of fun. I do have to say, I think this adamantine Samson is not necessarily the best bet out of the bunch for like utilitarian, but as far as fun, this thing is amazing. Jared might not get this back. It may stay here a little longer. So this did come from Jared over at Neves Knives. So that's it on this one, guys. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure that you've got notifications turned on to your device or you will not get notified of everything. And make sure you've got the bell icon set to all. Likes, I'm going to keep saying this, likes are the best thing you can do for any channel. It helps push us up the algorithm. Viewing a video is great, but if you don't hit a like, it doesn't help push up your algorithm because it shows YouTube that you see value in the content when you hit that like button. If you want to support the channel financially, I have a ton of Amazon affiliates down below. Anything you purchase, anything you're going to buy on Amazon, I would really appreciate if you just use one of my affiliate links as the click-through. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to buy that product, but I get credit for it because it takes you to my affiliate store. So if you're buying paint or prune juice, like I like to say, it doesn't matter. Please use one of my affiliate links to do it. And one of my affiliates, Coffee Brand Coffee, has currently got a 5% discount if you use either my coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, or just use the affiliate link itself. It's automatic included. The coupon code goes through and you save 5% over your overall order of some of the best coffee around. And the other way is I have a membership that is done through YouTube here. You get access to exclusive content. Gilded server, everyone has access to the Gilded server. Baseline and premium tier members have access or are automatically entered into giveaways that I do. And the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series behind a paywall here on YouTube. So that's it, guys. Keep it clean in the comments section. I love you all. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like button, not just mine.